Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'd like to show you how I like to plastic weld bumper of this kind. This is a TPO plastic bumper, and many bumpers are made out of this type of material nowadays on the vehicles. This technique can apply whether you're just doing repair or you're combining two pieces like I'm doing in this case, and most of it is already done. This here section is one that it's the most tricky, and I have to be careful because I have this edge here and then I have this edge here, so I don't want to go too aggressive and completely get rid of that edge. So I want to be as careful as possible and at least invasive as possible. So why I like to put the mesh in the front? I like to put the mesh in the front because when you're pushing in, you're actually creating a hole. So I'm creating low spots here to where later on I'm just gonna fill up with a plastic, with a Bondo that it's made for plastic bumpers, not just a regular Bondo. The Bondo for bumpers is more, it's more elastic. It's not as hard, so it will kind of bend and hold better. But anyway, if you put the mesh from the back, then you're gonna be creating high spots, because this section right here is just gonna push out. So then you're gonna have a hell of a time making this bumper straight again. And also, when you put the mesh on the back and then just melt this two pieces together, is nothing really to hold them besides the edge that it's melted together. So it's a higher probability of this section here cracking. But when you put the mesh from the front, the mesh is holding this weld, so there's no way this will crack behind the Bondo that you're gonna put on top. So the other thing is, there is a technique to this. You can't put strips, that long strips. It's you're gonna end up making a mess. And so what I like to do is, as you can see, these two pieces are now flush. So I'm not just gonna be continuing here to the end. What I do is I cut the mesh that it's supposed to go here and weld this section, and then I cut a small piece and plastic weld here, and making sure that this side is flush and this side is flush. That way I know that all this section is gonna stay true. So we can't, and also now I'm gonna put one piece here and another piece here, and then eventually here, and the whole thing will stitch together. If I should try to put this a big piece of net here, I'm gonna destroy this whole section, because first of all, I'm heating that much of the bumper, and all this is gonna sink in as I'm trying to push the net in. And then if you push the one end in, what happens is the other end, you push this end in, and then you're trying to push this end in, and then this will try to sink in and this will try to come up. So you're gonna be going back and forth, and this big old piece, it wouldn't want to sink in and stay in there. So in order to prevent things like that, you have to use pieces about as big as the tip, maybe a little bit bigger. But again, this is very important section here. There are lines and edges, so we want to be the least invasive. So I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna put this little piece in, and probably gonna cut this video here, and later on, maybe next week, I'm gonna make a full video. I'm gonna show you the rest of this bumper and how everything turned up. But for now, I just wanted to show you what is a proper way to plastic weld without ruining the components. Now keep in mind, the stitching that I did here, this does not happen very quick. The stitching that I did here, this is probably day 3 into it, and I'm toward the end. It's probably about 6 feet of plastic weld, so it's quite a bit of process, but that is what it's got to be done in order to achieve this modification. So I'm just gonna place this piece right here. As you can see, I'm starting in the middle between the two places, between this joint and this joint. Now I'm gonna catch the middle, and I'm just gonna wait. You don't need to put a lot of pressure into it. Just put the soldering iron on and wait for the metal mesh to start sinking in. So I'm gonna start slowly pushing from top to bottom, just like in a wave. And also try to stay away from the smoke that it's coming out. It's not good to breathe this, for sure. So now the piece is sunk in quite a bit, and I'm just using the edge of the soldering iron to just push it in. Now I'm going to use a screwdriver to just hold it in like so, and wait for it to set a bit. There. So at this point, actually here the edges are still sticking out a little bit. Just push the edges in. At this point, we can just smear this on top a little bit just to make it a little more even. Again, we're trying to be careful not to destroy this line here. Ideally, I would have a plastic welding iron with a smaller tip. That's not the case here. This is actually a Harbor Freight soldering iron. You can see what happened to the tip from the heat. It bended in this manner. It was not like that when I started, but it does the job. It's a cheap tool, but it does what it's supposed to do. I just gotta get used to it. So there, that's it. This little patch is now done, And as you can see, this piece and this piece are flush and even. So we know as we go that the two pieces are gonna be true at the end. So now I'm gonna cut another piece here and another piece here, and the bumper is gonna be stitched to here, and then I'm gonna continue in the same manner. So yeah, I'm gonna have something interesting for you guys next week, and I'm gonna show that as well as the updates on this car. But that will be it for this video. Oh, forgot. So once I'm done plastic welding on the outside, I'm not gonna put Bondo or anything here. I'm gonna remove the bumper, and from the inside, without mesh, I'm just gonna melt the joints together just to add additional support from the backside of the bumper. And you don't have to sit so much as you would sit with and try to push a mesh in. You just have to run the iron across, so it will not cause, and also the mesh is now holding the outside edge of the bumper, so you will not cause any deformation of the bumper on the outside by doing that. And once I melt all the soldering connections together from the back of the bumper, then I'm gonna put the bumper back on, and I'm gonna start putting Bondo as the bumper is on the car. That's another thing. You should always plastic weld the two pieces as they are on the car, bolted on together, held with this is a high heat ducting tape. You can use that. There is some of that on the back of the bumper right now. I forgot to mention that as well. So I cut some of that, and right now it's holding the two pieces. And as you can tell, there is no tension between these two pieces. That's another thing you have to pay attention. The two pieces that are being plastic weld should not have tension. They should be relaxed. You can't rely on this joint here to keep two pieces together that are not matched properly. Eventually it's gonna give up and either crack or let loose. So not more than just this tape is necessary for me to be able to plastic weld this together and stay true. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.